Seinfeld. That 70s show, Will and Grace, and it's where Malcolm in the Middle was filmed. Also in the 1970s, the Mary Tyler Moore Show, where she works at a little TV station in Minneapolis. That show was done there. And in the 50s and 60s, the longest, and actually technically 70s, I think, the longest running show in American television history, the Western Gunsmoke, was filmed on that lot. And if I go back farther, it used to be a movie studio called Republic Pictures, where old John Wayne made a lot of westerns. Straight in front of us lives Bruno Mars. Directly in front of us, 28-year-old pop sensation Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars bought this house on July 11th of last year. So it's about 15, 16 months ago. He's got 2 gates right here in Mulholland. Bruno Mars. He paid $3.2 million for that house. Now, filming locations is my hobby. I don't think I've mentioned that yet. When I'm not working on movies or trying to write screenplays, my free time, I'm still the movie fanatic. I'm going out and looking for recognizable and some much less recognizable filming locations for the big and small screen. I'm still chasing locations for movies made in the 20s. I take black and white photos and I go look at the spot. And believe me, in those cases, it's usually changed dramatically. I might say, oh, I read Jack Rabbit Slims. Jack Rabbit Slims is fictional. It was built by production designers inside an empty car dealership. Now, Jack Rabbit Slim's set is long gone, but the empty car dealership is still down there. I've been out there. In 1942, Humphrey Bogart waved goodbye to Ingrid Bergman in the final moments of the great film Casablanca. Not filmed at an airport in Casablanca, Morocco, Africa, but filmed at the artificially fog-shrouded, they wouldn't need to artificially do it today, artificially fog-shrouded Van Nuys Airport, over here in Van Nuys in the valley. This valley is full of 100 years of movie stories and 100 years of movie ghosts. Now you've got a line of houses that line the canyon wall to the right. The one there are about 24 of them. They're all on a private gated street called the Summit. The one that's farthest to our left, closest to us, it's a white house with a dark beige wall beneath it. That's the home of no doubt singer Gwen Stefani and her husband Gavin Rossdale and their 2 sons. Now Gwen Stefani's current house is also a former Jennifer Lopez home. J-Lo lived in that house from 2000 to 2004, and she married Mark Anthony right there in that very backyard in 2004. Coming up is an odd thing. A large letter D. It's a white letter D with a blue background right up in this hill in front of us. First, I want to say that property, that letter D up at the hill, the little buildings next to it, the water tank behind it, the big house to the left is John Stamos, TV actor John Stamos. General Hospital as a teenager. Uncle Jesse on Full House, sometimes on Glee. Now, that D up on his property, the Summit, for many years, she moved out of there about 12 months ago. Years ago, the star of Columbo, movie actor and TV star of Columbo, Peter Falk. His widow still lives here. Sometimes see her playing with their white dog. This property behind this hedge goes all the way back to Elvis, and Madonna once owned this, so did Diane Keaton. Look at this on the right. This fascinates me. It looks like they're taking it down as opposed to putting it up. Here on the left, George Gershwin, the great composer, lived on this property. Later on, actress, singer Rosemary Clooney and her actor husband Jose Ferrer lived here. And in the early 1980s, Rosemary Clooney's nephew, George Clooney, stayed there while he was trying to get a break in the business. And Ira Gershwin, George's brother, used to live next door, but that house was just torn down. And look at these incredible doggies. Oh, they're so darling. Agnes Moorehead, who played the redheaded mother-in-law in Dora on TV's Bewitched, lives here. And these people, as you can see, they get in the Bewitched spirit. Every year, look at this. Every year they go all out for Halloween. We love you guys. We really do. They appreciate that a lot. Agnes Moorehead, the mother-in-law in Dora from Bewitched, and She's no longer living, but the current owners go all out for Halloween. Jack Palance lived across the late Jack Palance, Western star, in this red brick house across the street. Bad guys in movies like The Great Shane. Come back, Shane, come back. He won an Oscar at age 70 for a picture called City Slickers with Billy Crystal. Coming up on the right, the next two driveways are Bruce Willis. He's got an enormous house. He lives here with his young wife. They have a child, 2 gates. He also has a home off Mulholland, closer to the ocean. This is his Beverly Hills house. Charo, here on the right. I talked to Charo yesterday. Now that I think about it. I had a nice conversation right here with Charo yesterday. Spanish flamenco guitarist, Cuchi, 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 Go, Charo. 62 years old is Charo.
انت عارف ليه مش عارفها؟ ودخلنا العربية كلها